Let's get this cornbread made. So I'm going to use Martha White. I've got a skillet over here heating up. So I'm going to make a double batch. Make sure no eggshell goes in. Of course, after all, it is cornbread. It is a little crunchy. But I don't know if I want crunchy eggshells. Would be a good source of calcium. So I'm just gonna, you know what? And there is an eggshell. You know, can't see it, but let me do some fishing here. It's a little bitty one. You see that? Yeah, bright and shiny. So this is a double batch. So I'm going to go ahead and mix my eggs up. I'm using real buttermilk. It is low fat, that's all I can get at our local Wally World. Like I said, I'm doubling the recipe. I'll read the recipe for a single batch. That way if you don't want to make this big batch. Basically you put all your liquids together. And on Martha White it calls for vegetable oil. I don't have any vegetable oil. But I got some bacon grease. So it calls for a 1/4 cup, so we're going to go with a 1/2 cup of bacon grease. Stir that around really good. I've got my oven set on 450 degrees. See that, boy and girl, the Martha White Complete Buttermilk Mix. So on a single batch it calls for 2 cups. So that would be 1. That would be the second batch. I mean, the first batch. So there's another one. So let's see how this looks here. The recipe they have is for an 8-inch skillet. I wanted more cornbread than an 8-inch skillet. 8-inch skillet would just about do me for dinner. I've had this cornbread in the freezer. So I'm going to need some more milk. So I'm just going to use water. More liquid, I should say. Make sure I read this right. So 2 cups, 1 1/3 cups of buttermilk. Oh yeah, I didn't add enough buttermilk. That's all the buttermilk I had. I say I'll post a picture of the actual recipe. Don't be like the old dude and not follow recipes. It's going to turn out fine though. I promise you. It's almost there. And because it says you use milk, it didn't say use buttermilk. But I wanted the extra twang of the buttermilk. So between the buttermilk I had in there and the little water mixed in, and you can see it's about ready to go. You want it soupy enough to pour out into your skillet. Now I've got the skillet over here with some bacon fat in it heating up. My oven's ready. and for some reason my skillet doesn't take all of this, that's no problem. Turn the heat off. Let me get a hot pad. Like I said, if my skillet doesn't hold all this, no problem. I've got an 8-inch skillet. Yeah, you're gonna hear the sizzle. So this is enough for two 8-inch skillets. And this skillet is not 16 inches, but I wanted thick cornbread. So no problem there. Let me get this over to the oven and grab another small skillet. This thing weighs about 10 pounds. Weighs about 10 pounds before you start. All right, I've got my little skillet. I use bake it up. So I put some in the bottle and it's melted. It smells good. It's got that buttermilk smell, that tang. Get this baby boy in the oven and get it counted down and start cooking. Yeah, she's hot too. All right. I've set it for 20 minutes at 450 degrees. Looks like she's cooking away. Cornbread is ready. I've got a piece cut so it'll cool down. Both have good suntans. Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Now you bet right with Martha White.
Yes, sir.
Goodness gracious, good night, Martha White.
Martha White.
For the finest cornbread you can bake. Get Martha White's surprising meal.
Martha White's surprising meal.
Martha White's surprising meal for goodness sake.
Yes, ladies, you'll make your family mighty happy when you serve cornbreads made with Martha White self-rising corn.